Alright guys, it's your boy JFA Wrestling coming back with another Survivor Series rebooking. This time we're rebooking Survivor Series 2018. So yes, Survivor Series 2018 took place on November 18, 2018 in Los Angeles in the Staples Center. 16,320 in the attendance for the arena. Tagline Raw versus SmackDown. We're doing this for the third year in a row. So let me run down the card for you guys. We got on the pre-show, Team SmackDown, the Usos, the New Day, the Sanity, the Colognes versus Team Raw, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, the Revival, the B-Team, Lucha House Party, and the Ascension. And now onto the main card, we got Team Raw, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Bayley, and Sasha Banks defeating Team SmackDown, Naomi, Carmella, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and Mandy Rose. Then we have a champion versus champion match here. We have Seth Rollins from Raw, the Intercontinental Champion, defeating Shinsuke Nakamura from SmackDown, the United States Champion. Then we got the Tag Team Champion match. We got AOP representing Raw, defeating The Bar representing SmackDown. Then we got a fun Cruiserweight Championship match here. Buddy Murphy defeating Mustafa Ali. Then we have Team Raw, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley defeating Team SmackDown, The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. Then we have from Raw, the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey defeating Charlotte Flair. And in the main event, champion versus champion from Raw, the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar defeating Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion from SmackDown. So yeah, guys, looking at this card overall, I thought the last two matches, Ronda versus Charlotte and Brock versus Daniel Bryan, I think it saved the show. It was really great matches here. I had problems with how they booked the show though, because they really made SmackDown look very bad. Even when SmackDown won the pre-show tag team match, they didn't even count that in the score. So I felt like this was the year where they stopped taking it seriously. I know people don't want, like, obviously it's predictable, right? It goes to like 3-3 and there's like a game 7 kind of vibe. But, you know, for SmackDown to get swept and they don't even count the tag team pre-show match, it just really made SmackDown look pretty bad there. So, and yeah, also, you know, the tag team match between AOP and The Bar, again, heel versus heel, just not a good combination there. They definitely could have done some better things there. Even the Team SmackDown in the women's match, you know, they made Asuka kind of look pretty weak there, so I wasn't a fan of that. And then Team Raw dominated Team SmackDown again, so there's definitely, like, you know, some things they need to change here, because they really made SmackDown look bad here. But again, the main event was good. Although it was weird that Daniel Bryan's heel turn came a week before, so it was kind of like, you know, weird to see Daniel Bryan as a heel facing Brock Lesnar, who I believe was also a heel. So there's definitely some things there. And, you know, some people were missing from the show. Dean Ambrose, he was not on the show. He was pretty hot from, you know, and had a lot of momentum from turning on Seth Rollins. So I'm surprised he wasn't on the show. And so, yeah, I'm just going to move some things around. I'm going to keep the Raw versus SmackDown concept. You know, even though some people might probably say, you know, they got tired of it, it's still cool. You know, every once a year, you know, we have the brand war kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to get into my card right now. All right, so the first match I have on my card, we have Team Raw, Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, and No Way Jose versus Team SmackDown, Rusev, the Usos, Andrade, and The Miz. So kind of like a mid-card tag team match here. And I needed to have this match just so, you know, the numbers would be even here. And I think it would be a really good match. Yeah, I really think the WWE really dropped the ball on Bobby Roode. I wouldn't have him be teaming with Chad Gable just because, I felt like Bobby Roode still had some juice as a single star, so he can say he's the captain because last year in 2017 he won for Team SmackDown, and he recruits Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. He says, we need some chemistry on this team. And then, we could have Elias and No Way Jose win some qualifying matches, but they'll also be feuding because, No Way Jose, he likes to party, and, Elias says he's into classic music. He ain't into that trash, partying music, so they can kind of have a rivalry going on there. So, we got some, nice tension in the team. And then Team SmackDown, we have Rusev, the Usos, Andrade, and The Miz. So, obviously Rusev and Andrade, they had some history because Zelina Vega and Lana, they kind of can't get along, but now they're on the same team. And even The Miz, he's with Maurice, so we got like 3 women that think, their man should be the captain. And you got the Usos here, trying to be peacemakers again, saying, that they know that what it takes to win. And to win is you have to trust each other and be a team. So, I think this will be, again, a lot of decent talent here. And then I would actually have Drew McIntyre be the sole survivor. Dolph could actually get eliminated by accident. Drew could hit the Claymore on Dolph, and Rusev can get the pin. So now it's down to Drew McIntyre versus Rusev. They go at it for a bit, but Drew hits the Claymore kick and eliminates Rusev. So I think this does a few things. It builds the breakup for Drew and Dolph down the line, and then also kind of cements Drew McIntyre as a main event player. Again, him and Dolph were in the other match, but I just think, again, like I said last year for Bobby Roode, I think giving Drew McIntyre his own match, his own showcase here would definitely benefit him. So, All right, the next match, we got a tag team match, the Battle of the Tag Team Champions. The Authors of Pain and Drake Maverick versus the New Day. So, Authors of Pain is from Raw, the New Day is from SmackDown. I think this would be a really fun match here. The New Day can make the challenge, actually. They say, you know what, there's 3 of us. And last time I checked, all 3 of us are the champions. And the Authors of Pain, they have a friend, their little friend, Drake Maverick. Why don't he get in the match? And then Drake can kind of decline, and the New Day can kind of make fun of him for being a small guy. And then he accepts, and Authors of Pain kind of get mad because they don't want him in the tag match here. But, I think there'll be fun storytelling here. Obviously, Authors of Pain, they're a pretty solid tag team. And then Drake Maverick gives them a fun combination there. He does a lot of comedy, so I think it'd be fun. And you could have the New Day in the build just keep making fun of Drake Maverick. And the Authors of Pain kind of have to calm him down. So, I think that would be a fun way to build the match. And I would actually give Team Raw another win here. I think just to keep AOP strong. The New Day, they're pretty much bulletproof at this point. But I would have AOP do their double powerbomb, and Drake Maverick would tag himself in and get the pin on, let's say, Xavier Woods or something like that. So I think this would be a really good match here. Add the dynamic of having Drake Maverick on the team and making it 3-on-3. I think it'll be much better way to go. So now, Raw is up now 2-0. All right, next match, we got the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor from Raw versus the United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura from SmackDown. This would be a great combination. Definitely a dream match for a lot of people around this time. For Nakamura, I would actually have him turn heel to defeat AJ Styles. Then he would drop the belt to Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. But then the next pay-per-view, he would win the U.S. champion. So he has a lot of heat right now. And Finn Balor, he won the Intercontinental championship at SummerSlam as well. So, and yeah, they could just play off the history. Obviously, Japan, the Bullet Club, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura. They could talk about, their battles in Japan and now in the WWE. And that Finn Balor says Shinsuke changed, He used to be the king of strong style. Now he's the king of underhand tactics, low blows, cheating. And then Shinsuke can laugh at that and say, Finn Balor used to be a scary demon, and now he's nobody. And that he only can be great if he's the demon. So Finn, says, you know what? I don't need to be the demon at Survivor Series to beat you. So yeah, Shinsuke obviously does not want Finn to become the demon, so he's trying to play mind games there. And yeah, you could have the build here where Shinsuke invades Raw and hits the Mist on Finn Balor. So, and then you could also have Finn Balor, attack Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown and maybe do the coup de grace through a table or something. So yeah, just to really make this feud personal. And I think this would be a really, really good match. Obviously, Nakamura had a lot of momentum around this year, and so did Finn Balor. We obviously see that they kind of dropped the ball on both of them. But at this time, this would be a really hot feud. And I would give Shinsuke Nakamura the win. Finn can go for the coup de grace, but Nakamura could catch him in a low blow. Say the ref is kind of down at the time. And then he hits the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke wins. Now the score is 2-1 for Raw. All right, next up we got the Women's Survivor Series Tag Team match. We have Team Raw, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, Ruby Riot, and Nia Jax versus Team SmackDown, Asuka, Carmella, and Naomi, and the IIconics. Yeah, obviously Sasha and Bayley, they can have some tension going on here about who's the team captain. And then you have Nia Jax, obviously she's saying that she knocked out Becky Lynch and that she should be team captain. And then Ruby Riot can say, people are tired of you guys. It's time for some new blood. And then that's even Ember Moon can say, yeah, Ruby, you're right. But, I should lead Team Raw. And she can talk about also like how she wants revenge against Asuka. So that could be a nice little feud there. And then obviously you have Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, and the IIconics. So yeah, it could be funny where, Carmella could claim she's a captain and Asuka could come out and Carmella's like, you know what? You're the captain, Asuka. Like, because she's kind of scared of her. So that could be some fun build there too. And yeah, again, not much really to talk about in the build here. But I would actually have the finals be Asuka versus Sasha, Bayley, and Ember. So Sasha Banks could accidentally hit Bayley, and that leads to Bayley getting caught in the Asuka lock, and she has to tap out there. And then Asuka could eliminate Sasha Banks with a roll-up. So now it's down to Ember Moon and Asuka. And yeah, they can go at it here. Kind of like the old NXT days. Ember Moon can go for the Eclipse. 1, 2, Asuka gets her foot on the rope. Ember could go for the second Eclipse. She misses. Kind of bumps into the referee. And that's when Asuka can do the mist. Turn heel to defeat Ember Moon. So yeah, again, Ember Moon comes close, but she can't finish the job. And Asuka gets the win there. So yeah, I think, again, this does a lot of things. The WWE really dropped the ball on Ember Moon. It also builds up the Sasha Bayley feud there. Oh, I forgot to mention Nia Jax. She would get counted out, so it keeps her looking strong still. But yeah, again, the storytelling is it builds the Asuka heel turn so she can feud with Becky going into WrestleMania. So yeah, so now the score is 2-2. All right. The next match, we got Ronda versus Charlotte. So, yeah, keep everything the same here. So, obviously, it was supposed to be Ronda versus Becky Lynch. But Becky gets her nose broken by Nia Jax. And, yeah, she chooses Charlotte as the person to replace her because, obviously, Becky, even though she hates Charlotte, still has respect for Charlotte. And yeah, Charlotte could talk about Ronda and that, Ronda joined just because Charlotte, she brought credibility back to the women's wrestling, and that's Ronda. She just wants to, use all of Charlotte's work for the fame. So yeah, Ronda could talk about how, before Charlotte was, even in WWE, Ronda was giving, female athletes the recognition they deserve. So they could have a few promos here and there. And I would actually, I'd give Ronda Rousey the win. The DQ finish, I don't know if I hate DQ finishes, but honestly, that one kind of made sense. Obviously, it keeps Charlotte looking strong and also keeps her, more as a heel because she kind of turned face when she hugged Becky, but her using the kendo stick kind of says, yeah, I'm still a heel here. But you know what? I think they were saving this match for WrestleMania. And with my hindsight, I'm not having this match. So I think I would just have Ronda defeat Charlotte. Maybe by... I don't think Charlotte should tap, though. Maybe by Ronda could hit the Piper's Pit on Charlotte to get the win. And then after the match, Charlotte could go for a handshake and Ronda could go for it, and then Charlotte can kind of clock her, kind of how Becky clocked her at SummerSlam. So keep Charlotte as a heel here. And I know Ronda, obviously the fans were really behind her at the time, so I think doing something like this would at least give her a bit of sympathy. And also, and even if it doesn't, the fact that she won the match makes her more credible for when Becky fights her. So yeah, so now the score is 3-2 for Raw. All right, now we got the men's Survivor Series tag team match. From Team Raw, we got Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman. Versus Team SmackDown, we got Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Randy Orton. So there can kind of be a stipulation that if Team Raw loses this match, Kurt Angle will get fired from Raw. So yeah, he's very worried because Seth and Dean, they both won qualifying matches and they're both on the team here. So he's really trying to get them to work together. And then even Bobby and Braun, they can kind of have a feud here talking about, who's the most dominant athlete on Raw. But Braun says, he has a lot of respect for Kurt and that, he's going to make sure Team Raw gets to win just like last year. And then on Team SmackDown side, we got the returning Rey Mysterio. Obviously, AJ and Samoa Joe, they have a bit of rivalry here. And I would originally have Jeff Hardy on the team, but I would have Randy Orton take him out because they were kind of feuding. So they announced that Rey Mysterio, he was kind of returning at the time anyways, will be the fifth member on SmackDown. So yeah, you got some exciting things here going on. So yeah, how I would book this, I would obviously have Dean once again turn his back on Seth. Seth could look for a tag. Dean can, jump off the apron, and then Seth can get eliminated there, and then Dean can get himself counted out. So yeah, so that leaves Kurt Angle by himself because I would have Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. They could also kind of have, some kind of confrontation that gets one of them eliminated by count out. So yeah, it's down to Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Samoa Joe. So it's kind of like Kurt Angle versus, three of his great rivals here. And Kurt can go on a hell of a run. I would have him eliminate Rey Mysterio. Rey could go for the 619. Kurt catches him in the ankle lock, gets Rey to tap. And then I would have Samoa Joe go for the Coquina clutch. Kurt can reverse it into an angle slam. So Kurt is on a roll here. And then, yeah, it's just Kurt versus AJ. And unfortunately, Kurt doesn't have enough in the tank. AJ eliminates him with the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, Kurt gets fired from Raw. But that means on my rebooking, he will come back to SmackDown as a full-time wrestler. And that's kind of where they give him the final run in my rebooking there. And he could go on to feud with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. So yeah, I think it does a few things here. And I still think this would be a really good match. So now the score is 3-3. Kind of predictable, but yeah, you got to have, some interest going into the main event. So yeah. All right, the main event of the evening. The Battle of the World Champions from Raw. The Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, versus the WWE Champion from SmackDown, Daniel Bryan. So yeah, some few things I would change here is I would actually have Daniel Bryan, like I said earlier, defeat Nakamura at SummerSlam. And he's still a face here. So yeah, he doesn't do the heel turn beforehand. He's still a face. And obviously the promos Paul Heyman could talk about, Daniel Bryan, come on, Brock Lesnar defeated legends like The Undertaker, The Rock, John Cena. Who's Daniel Bryan? He says, he has a lot of respect for Daniel Bryan. But come on, this is a joke. And Daniel could talk about too, like, well, you say all these names, but guess what? In the ring as a wrestler, I'm better than them. I'm better than Brock Lesnar. I'm going to prove it. He says, he ain't no underdog. Everyone calls him an underdog when he should be the favorite because no one has the arsenal like me. And he says, yeah. He says, will it be hard to beat Brock Lesnar? Yes. Will I get my ass kicked and get sent to Suplex City? Yes. But will I defeat Brock Lesnar? Yes. So, yeah, definitely have some fun going on there. And you definitely got to have, invading of shows. You could have Brock, give Daniel Bryan an F5 on the Go Home show, SmackDown. So Daniel Bryan's coming in kind of injured here. So, yeah, gives him more of an underdog story. And, yeah, I'd have the same match here. Brock kind of dominates until he makes a mistake and he gets kind of hurt. Daniel Bryan could, attack the leg, I believe. And he could get close. He could get the Brock in the yes lock. But before Brock passes out, he gets back up, hits the F5. With Daniel Bryan on his back, he gets up, hits the F5. 1, 2, 3. And Team Raw wins again, second year in a row. But this would be a great match. And the reason I still have Daniel Bryan as face here is because I would have this as a catalyst for his heel turn. The next night on SmackDown, he could talk about how, he tried to do everything the right way for the fans. And you know what? Things have to change here because the fans are fickle. And, it would lead to his heel turn here. So I think booking it like this makes sense, even in the storyline afterwards. And obviously, Bryan would eventually feud with Kurt Angle down the line in my WrestleMania rebooking. So yeah, guys, that is the match. That is the card. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think I made the card a little bit better here. First off, by, again, getting more talent on the card in the opener and really giving Bobby Roode his time to shine there. I know I took away the Usos versus the Bar, which was a good match, but they're also part of this match, so I think the match would be just as good. Gets more people on the card, and Bobby Roode is really, seen as looking strong. And then same for Nakamura and The Miz. Nakamura, he didn't really look that strong in the main event, but him going one-on-one against The Miz, I think it would be great for Nakamura, even great for The Miz, because, he has a lot of heel heat, so he could get Nakamura even more over and ready for the WrestleMania season. And yeah, they kind of had a nice foreshadowing at the draft when Nakamura got drafted to SmackDown, interrupting The Miz. So I think that's cool. The Shield versus the New Day, keep everything the same, but this time I'd have the Shield this time be promoted as the first time they're teaming up in 3 years. So it makes the match even feel a bit better, feel a bit bigger. And for the women's match, I know Alexa versus Charlotte, that was a definitely intriguing match with, we got the bigger Charlotte. against the smaller, arrogant Alexa. But I think Sasha and Naomi would probably be a bit better match. We got, a little bit more athleticism there. And also, it keeps both the champions strong. I felt like, especially on Raw, they were really screwing Sasha Banks every time she won a belt. Her next defense, she would lose it. So at least it keeps Sasha a bit strong here. And I would going into WrestleMania, and I think I booked her feuding with Bayley around that time too. So it makes sense, adds to Sasha's ego that, she won here. And in the next match, Bayley did lose, but Bayley did put up a fight there. I didn't really understand why Alicia Fox was there as a captain. I didn't really understand that, so definitely change that. And also, you guys might ask, how come I didn't have Asuka on the card? But I would have Asuka maybe debut at the Rumble. I think, this was just a weird time to debut her. I would have had her debut at the Rumble. So yeah. And then on the SmackDown side, obviously I'm adding Charlotte to the team, so it makes the team a bit better there. And obviously her and Becky have a lot of history as well. They can talk about Brock versus AJ. Keep it the same. Only thing is AJ has been champion for a bit longer here. It's not like he just won it on SmackDown against Jinder. So I think that match will have a bit even better build there. And in the main event, I thought it was good, but again, the young talent didn't really shine there. So, I would keep more of the established main eventers on there. Bray Wyatt in there instead of Triple H. And I'd have Triple H, do his part at the end, as it's more of a surprise. Because when he did it in the real life, it was kind of weird because they're on the same team. We didn't know if Triple H was turning on Team Raw, but then he eventually still pedigreed Shane after. So that was a bit confusing. And I'll put John Cena in the role of Shane, where he's trying to fight back because, John Cena can probably do it a bit better than Shane. Shane at the time, he was slowly kind of losing his luster. So I feel like the fans didn't really like him being in the finals there. So yeah, guys, I really think I did a few tweaks, but I did make the card better. Let me know what you guys think about the card, and I'll run down the card for you all right now. Team Raw, Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, and No Way Jose versus Team SmackDown, Rusev, the Usos, Andrade, and The Miz. The Raw Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain and Drake Maverick versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day. From Raw, the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor versus, from SmackDown, the United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we got Team Raw, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, Ruby Riot, and Nia Jax versus Team SmackDown, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, and the IIconics. Then we got from Raw, the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair from SmackDown. And then we got Team Raw, Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Randy Orton from Team SmackDown. And in the main event from Raw, the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the WWE Champion from SmackDown, Daniel Bryan. Yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate all the support. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.